I guess we are live now. Hello, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm 6 minutes late. There was some technical issue, but yeah, we can start our Q&A live session. So I can see a few people are joining. Hi, Nikita. Hi, Piyush. Hi, Sheikh Ali. Hi, Jyoti. Hope you and your family are doing good. Yes, Sheikh, all are good, going well. Hi, Sudashiv. I will be taking. Okay, there's some power issue again. One second, guys. There's some technical issue again. Give me a minute. There's some power outage in my area, so that is creating a lot of issue. Yeah. Okay, so Rohit says voice a little bit low. Okay, I will try to be a little louder. Hi Naveen, hi everyone. Yeah, we can start our Q&A session. So if you have any questions related to test automation, anything, I will be here for the next 45 minutes and I will try my best to answer all the questions. Okay, let me pick the first question, which is by Parthiban. Hi Mukesh, for automation, whether we need to learn core Java in depth or basic knowledge is enough. See, Parthiban, when you say knowledge about Java, you need core Java. When I say core Java have certain topics that you need to cover. You don't need to learn any advanced framework for web development. We need core Java concepts which you can implement for web automation, AP automation, for mobile automation. I have a dedicated video on my YouTube channel where I have discussed how many topics you have to cover, how much time it will take. Okay, and these topics we will be implementing in web automation. To give you a quick answer, you have to start with data types, variable, loops, conditional statements, arrays, string, oops concept. Once you understand oops concept, you have to learn about collection framework, map, exception handling, file handling. So these are the topics that you need to cover if you want to learn web automation. Not even web automation, if you understand these core part, you can implement this with API automation and with different framework that exist in the market. Okay, next question is Tejas from Tejas. Hi Mukesh, when will job market start? See Tejas, from last 1 week, I can see two sides of the market. Few companies are hiring, few companies are still firing, because December and March, many companies they have a closing in December, and I've seen few companies started laying off again. But on the other side, many companies are still hiring, but hiring is low as compared to the firing rate. So December is generally very low for new roles and new openings. But again, January, February, again you will see a big spike. In March, it will be low again, and from April it will start. So market is getting recovered. So don't wait for the ideal time. But if you're already in the job, do not switch right now, because let's say if you switch in 1 or 2 months, then you will not get the hike from the previous company, and the new company also they will start your next promotion cycle in 2025. So if you are already in job, if you're planning for a job switch, I would say after June you can start, because you get the pay salary slip April, May, June, because the last 3 months will reflect your salary, and then you can start. But if you're already looking for a change, for you don't have any other option, you can start right now. Piyush says, is mobile testing compulsory nowadays? Because in every interview they ask me, Do you have experience in mobile testing? See, Piyush, now when it comes to the pyramid, web and API is mandatory. Mobile I will keep last, but there are some companies who work extensively on mobile, right? So they have application on mobile web. So there they will be definitely asking you experience in mobile testing. Now you have to see whether it's a primary skill or good to have. If it is good to have, it means even if your basic understanding, we are good to go. And if you see the APM, which is for mobile automation, it's very straightforward nowadays. If you go with APM 2.0, if you know Selenium, learning APM will be hardly 20 days of learning. You just need to understand how to work with the devices, simulators, and the cloud devices. Rest everything is same as we have done in Selenium. You need to understand some basic mobile events, mobile activities, how to inspect, how to collect the logs, how to perform operations, and how to perform assertions. Sheikh Ali says, let us know about automation with Python. Really need to learn, or Java is fine. And something about new job, current scenario to switch. So, job market, I already discussed. Now, if you have a choice that you want to learn another tool, instead of learning Selenium with Python, go with Cypress. Every job description nowadays, you will see Cypress. And if you're learning Cypress, go with the latest version, which is Cypress 13. Older version of Cypress is like a drastic change. So go 10 and above. And if you are planning for US market and other market, I can see Selenium with Python is also getting some traction. But for India, Selenium with Java, then Cypress. Lata says how Ready API is different from Postman. So Lata, I have a video which is coming on 26th on the same topic. So we'll talk about Ready API in our upcoming videos. Shobit says, hi Mukesh, please throw some light on AI and its advancement. Shobit, I have three videos. One was on ChatGPT, which last year it got released and I made a video on it. Then I made one video on generative AI with test trigger. So you can see that videos, you will get some idea how AI is evolving the testing space. What's the scope of learning Ruby on Rails? Ruby on Rails, I don't have much experience, Nikesh. So if it is required for a current role, if you have enough resources, it's fine. Otherwise, you have to explore. Very less community for Ruby on Rails, especially with automation. I have not used it, so I'm not the right person. Maybe you can check with someone who have worked on Ruby on Rails. Tanay says, hi Mukesh, I want to learn PyTest framework in depth from where. Tanay, I have a video on PyTest. It is around 1.5 hours of PyTest framework where I explain what is PyTest, different annotations, different fixtures, okay, how to put assertions, how to do data-driven testing using PyTest. So if you go through that video, which is available on my YouTube channel, search for PyTest framework by Mukesh Udwani. Trust me, after watching that videos, you will have clear understanding how PyTest works and how you can use PyTest with the different frameworks. Okay, Nikita says, is it good practice to include DB checks in API automation? DB checks as in whatever we update in API that need to be cross-checked in the database. See, Nikita, when it comes to APIs, okay, if your API is having some mock data, mock responses, then yes, it's mandatory. Now, whenever the designing phase starts, right, when they don't have DB yet ready, when they do not have UI ready, so what developers do, they create APIs with the mock data, with mock responses. So as the tester, it's your responsibility to check whether whatever responses or whatever results we are getting, it's coming properly from the valid source. So if it is mock data or mock responses, you will not perform the testing properly. But if it is already integrated, you can skip the DB validation, but I would recommend do the DB validation if possible. It's similar to what you do on UI. So let's say you created a record on UI, you created an entry on the UI. So basically, it should get updated in the DB, right? But how you will verify on UI, it is saying successfully created, but it's your responsibility to check in the DB as well. Same goes with API, because whatever you do in UI, behind the scene API is getting called and API is interacting with the DB. So it's good to perform two level of verification to get the proper results. Uh, Hashir says, is it good to work only automation job in a company? If I have 2 years of manual experience in previous company, because sometime I fail, sometime if we get into automation, we missing API performance area. See, Hasir, you are looking automation is just for a web automation. Automation is actually in every area: web API, mobile performance, security, accessibility, right? Every part of the testing, every domain you can test, every domain you can automate. So don't think automation is just about UI automation. We also have BPA, which is business process automation, where you don't focus on the testing, you focus on how you can automate the complete end-to-end business flow. So don't think that if you learn or start web automation, you will not do others. Sometimes it is mandatory to perform all kind of validations with automation. Kartika says, trying to run Playwright with Sauce Lab, but I had issues with parallel run all the time. Request dependency get installed. Have you tried anytime? So Kartika, I tried recently Playwright with Lambda test, Cypress with Lambda test. I could not get this kind of issues. Now this parallel run depends on your subscription plan. If your Sauce Lab have 5 parallel execution, 10 parallel execution, multiple, depends on the plan. This will be the number of sessions you will run in the parallel. Now talking about dependency it is getting installed, it depends where your test is running. So one second. So let's say if your test is running, like your CI is cloning your repository locally, if the dependency is not installed, it will install and then run on the Sauce Lab. But let's say you're running your test on a VM, it's a fresh VM every time, so it has to install all the dependencies, then it will run on the Sauce Lab. But let's say if you have one dedicated VM where already you're running all your tests, if dependencies are already available, it will not download. So one second, let me keep it off here. So if your VM is reserved, it will not download, but if your VM is getting created at runtime, it will install for sure. Nagesh says, hi Mukesh, I have 10 years experience. I worked on various stack like Selenium API. What next I need to learn to complete in market? See, Nagesh, now you have a choice. Now you want to continue in the functional domain or you want to also jump into the non-functional. I would recommend first complete the stack, include mobile automation and add BDD framework. And last tool I would recommend Cypress. Once you complete this functional test stack, then go to non-functional. In non-functional, at least explore performance. Then if you have a choice, again, you want to be in automation always or you want to move to the DevOps role. If you are someone who like infrastructure, managing servers, configuration, you know how you're interested in CI/CD, you enjoy working with different environments, managing the environments, logs, monitoring, then definitely you should explore DevOps if you get a chance. Otherwise, you can stay in the automation, functional, non-function, and you can apply as an senior test automation expert or automation expert, or you can become automation lead, architect, senior architect. These are the different roles. And after 15 years or after 12 years, you can apply for the VP in testing, AVP. Okay, depends on the role where you're applying. If it is startup, definitely you will get this role. But if you're applying for a big MNCs, they have some eligibility criteria for these roles. So with 10 years experience trying to switch from manual to automation, but these days I'm seeing CI/CD, Playwright, Cypress, BDD, Cucumber, but worked on page object model and rest assured how to switch. So first of all, Pratik, you need to also understand not every tool is required. See, sometimes HR will get some requirement and they have some fixed template. They will write every possible tool. So you don't have to learn Playwright and Cypress. Stick to Cypress. Selenium, Cypress, both is required nowadays. And this is the default expectation, Pratik. Once you cross 10 years, it is expected that you should know how to work with CI environment, how to work with CD environment, you know how CD pipeline, CI/CD pipeline works, how you can build your own infrastructure, right? Infrastructure on Azure, AWS, GCP, whichever cloud you use. So these are the default expectation. Even if I have to hire somebody with 10 plus experience, this should be my expectation as well. So with 10 years, these are the bare minimum skills you need. If you don't have work on it, it will take minimum 6 months to learn all of this, but it's worth giving a try. Since you already have worked on rest assured page update model, right? For you, it just you need to connect the dots, add whatever is missing in your profile, and start applying. Is manual testing is going to die eventually? No, Jitin, it will never die. But yes, even if you have to apply as a manual tester, the default expectation is automation. Okay. Once you join that company, you might get automation role, you might get automation task, but it's not mandatory. But even for applying, you should have automation skill. And this is not the first time I'm getting this question. I'm getting this question from almost 10 years. Everybody says it's going to die, it's going to die, but it will never die because 100% automation is a myth. You cannot automate every application 100%. Okay, up to certain area, you can automate all the regression and smoke, but regular checks, regular functionalities, new improvement areas, new features which is getting developed, exploratory testing cannot be automated. Yeah, so don't think much. See, when somebody's talking about something, check on what basis they are saying. Is it just a blunt statement or they have some facts ready? So if somebody is saying based out of the fact, trust and explore, is it really a truth or not? And then you take the next action. Okay. Many people used to say this is not working, this will not go, or manual testing, no, have no future. AI will not disturb the market. Everything has to be checked with a fact. Tanay, I already replied this. Ujjwal says, which one is the most preferred for API? Uh, Rest Assured, Playwright, or Cypress? See, Rest Assured is a separate DSL library for Java. Cypress comes by default with inbuilt modules, which will allow you to do API. Playwright also have inbuilt module, which will allow you to do API. Now, it depends on your tech stack. If you're using Selenium, go with Rest Assured. If you're using Cypress already, you can use Cypress for API. If you're using Playwright, definitely you should go Playwright API testing with Playwright. I will not recommend somebody using UI for Cypress, but API with Rest Assured. No, depends on the tech stack. You have to choose which framework or library you have to use. Naveen says, "Hi, bro. In company, we when real-time projects doing which testing doing manual or automation testing." See, Naveen, if you are not automating any test cases, if you're just doing all the things manually, it's a manual testing. But if you're automating the stuffs, you're automating using code or any tool, it falls under automation. Anything which is repeated in nature, you are making it uh, automatic run or automated trigger based on certain tools, it falls under automation. Automation can be done with the help of open source paid tools, multiple tools in the market. So it's a very basic answer for this. If you're doing manual, it's manual testing. Hi Pavi, hi Sai. My life yoga. Hey, which is the best automation tool for application which is developed using AngularJS? And there's Nginx tags are there in UI level. Which tool I can use? See, when it comes to Angular application, React application, Next.js application, Vue.js application, there's no restriction that you cannot use Selenium. But all these modern tools and the framework which is coming, which they claim that these frameworks are for new technologies based applications like React. They promise that they will take care of the automatic waits and responses. So Cypress, Playwright, WebDriver, IO, Nightjs, all these are targeting application based, which is built on React, Angular, and so on. But Selenium is like Brahmastra. It works in every application. So depends on your past experience, past knowledge, past skill set. You have to pick the tool, but there's no restriction that you cannot do with the help of Selenium. Hi Manoj, good to see your message. Manoj says, "Hi Mukesh, I'm doing multitasking like some manual testing using Docker environment effectively and also UI development using Angular and TypeScript. I'm planning to refresh my Cypress, which I have learned from you." See, Manoj, multitasking is fine if you're doing in the same domain, but what I can see from your comment, you're doing development plus testing both, which is little odd to me, frankly speaking. But let's say if you're doing that also, and if you want to revise Cypress, so you already have the access, but the course that you have taken last year, it was on Cypress 9. Now Cypress 13, many things have been improved. The UI, the dashboard part, the features has been improved. There was certain trade-off that has been removed. Now it supports in Cypress 13. So basic things will remain same. I would recommend only refresh what is new in the Cypress, and rest everything you already have notes. So just go through the notes once. Dhananjay says, which is best, Cypress or Playwright? See, in terms of functionality, I will go with Playwright, but if you're looking for a job change, go with Cypress. Another question, Selenium versus Cypress versus Playwright. For job market, Selenium, then Cypress, then Playwright. How can we improve the coding part? There's only one way. You have to practice. You have to write the logic. You have to write the code. I've seen many people who are learning Java from almost 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, and they're still not confident because they're not writing the code. Watching videos is fine. Watching Udemy courses is fine. But until you don't write the code, until you don't write some basic programs, you will always have a fear. So again, there's something called ladder. You have to start with very basic programs. Maybe swapping of two numbers could be a good start. Calculating the average of numbers, calculating the prime numbers, then move to the next ladder where you can take some complex program like sorting the array, sorting the strings, okay, with collection, without collection, and then you can move to the advanced level. So you can stop at the middle, then start implementing this with automation, and that's how you will improve your logics. Okay. Hasir says we in when we are in automation job, we need to automate manual QA given test cases. Is that the only our duty? No, Hasir, see, you need to understand the roles and responsibility of automation tester. It's not only that whatever test will get will automate and we will run it. So we have a dedicated roles and responsibility. I have a detailed video, around 20 minutes video on my channel. So after this live, search for Mukesh Utwani roles and responsibility of automation tester. We'll get a lengthy video, but I will just give you a quick answer. As an automation tester, it's your responsibility to reduce the human effort. Now forget about any specific tool. This is our end goal. Now, if you have a framework, your responsibility will be building a framework. If you do not have framework, sorry, if you already have framework, you have to enhance that framework. You have to maintain the existing scripts, you have to write new scripts, you have to make sure that you are reducing the overall effort. Let's say the complete execution takes 10 hours, how you can reduce to 8 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, by introducing parallel count or parallel executions. You have to also maintain the infrastructure where your test is running. Is your infrastructure is optimized or not? Are you saving enough cost or not for the infrastructure as well? This is a big overall idea I'm giving. Maybe you can watch that video, will get some more idea. Apart from this, you have to also be very active in the manual testing process as well. As I mentioned, very few companies, very few roles which is only for automation, but you will be taking uh, part in every meeting, your agile ceremonies, your day-to-day other activities like writing the test cases, sometimes manually, sometimes you have to execute, you have to raise bugs. So it's like you have mixed duty. You have to complete manual and automation both. Parthiban says, can you please brief about cloud testing, any specific tool? You can try Lambda test. Lambda test have varieties of different tools that you can use for cloud testing. Mukesh, why you are not having any Selenium batch on weekends? Okay, that's a personal choice I have taken. I used to take weekend sessions, uh, and you was not taking on weekdays, but I changed my process. I am taking on weekdays now, not on weekends, because my health was getting affected. I was not getting enough rest. So weekend I do the my own tasks, finish my pending activities. I take enough rest, enjoy time with my family. So my priorities have changed little bit. So still it's my bread and butter. So I take on weekdays. We'll see, maybe one or two batch I can take in on weekends in 2024. But as of now, all weekdays. Aditya, thank you, Mukesh. Got job in Wipro as SDET in Wipro. Many congratulations, Aditya. Good to hear from you. Let me take a screenshot. Thank you so much, Adit, for sharing this. Hi, Sainath. Avinash says, hi, Mukesh, can you give us the best resource to learn Rest Assured? There's only one best resource on the internet as of now on YouTube, Amod Mahajan Rest Assured series. 72 videos on Rest Assured, 28 videos on framework development using Rest Assured. More than enough for any guy who wants to learn Rest Assured. Once again, congratulations, Aditya. So while JMeter is commonly used for performance testing in Java, what tool is used for performance testing? See, first of all, JMeter is not linked only with Java. Okay, performance testing like JMeter is independent tool. Now, if you are looking specific to Python, then you can try Locust. You can try Neoload as well. Lakshmi says, which is currently in scope? Is it Java with Selenium, Cucumber, or C Sharp, Selenium Specflow? Without any doubt, Selenium, Java, and BDD framework, which is Cucumber. With Java, we have two BDD framework. One is Cucumber and one is JBehave. Go with Cucumber. Sankalp says Cucumber is now mandatory for 8 years experience automation engineer. Sankalp is not only for 8 years. See, understand Cucumber is a BDD framework and BDD can be applied from the scratch. So even if your company is working on BDD, even a 2 years guy should know BDD. BDD you have to understand as a whole concept. Then to implement BDD, you will be using Cucumber. So answer is sometimes even fresher have to learn BDD, and it's not a rocket science. I made around 9 videos on BDD into 2016. That was with Cucumber 2. Now we have Cucumber 7. So I will come up with a new version and new videos. Sam says, "Hello, sir. When you started YouTube channel and it is allowed to upload educational YouTube videos while you're working." Yes, Sam, it's totally allowed. Okay. This was the agreement which I had with my manager. So in 2014, when I started, I was in Dell and I discussed with my manager that I'm planning to upload educational videos on Selenium, Java, Python. The only condition was I should not use company resources. I should not use company data information. I should not work or upload video in the office hours. Let's say my office hours is 10 to 7. Before 10, whatever I'm doing, it's my life. After 7, whatever I'm doing, it's my life. I can teach, I can dance, I can sing, I can cry. Only thing is, you should not use office premises, office resources. Plus, you should not use some sensitive information. But again, let's say if you're working with banks, some insurance domain companies, they have a huge and tight restrictions. So please check with your manager because you might lose your job because of moonlighting. Many companies have these conditions that you cannot do this, you cannot do this. But since making YouTube videos is like uh, you are supporting the community, ideally most of the companies allow, but still you cross check, then you take a call. And when I joined SAP, that was my first question: can I make videos while working with SAP Labs? And they said, okay, except you should not do this in the company's premises and resources. So it is allowed. Many people have built their businesses through YouTube channel. So if you're planning, welcome to the YouTube world. Let me know if you need any help because I made a lot of mistakes when I started my YouTube channel. So if you are starting a YouTube channel now, maybe connect with some of the YouTubers. They will give you some advice, which will save a lot of time and effort. Hi, PR Das. Santosh, hi Mukesh, any plans for new training season for Selenium automation? I missed last time. See, Santosh, I started two batches. One was in November, one was in October. So I take 4 months to complete the batch because I take extensive training on everything. So October batch will get over in February. November batch will get over in March. So one batch will start in February. One batch will start in November. Sorry, March. So two batches are coming, but after 1 month. Sorry. Can you please tell us the difference between QA, QC, SDET? So PR, that's first of all, it's a in many companies they have a different job roles. So don't get confused. Always see the job description. Based on the job description, you will understand. Okay, but more or less they're same. With banking, with insurance domain companies, you will see role will be AVP. But if you see the job description, they all are same. SDET is mostly only for automation or manual plus automation. When you say QA, okay, or QC, if they have not mentioned anything related to automation, it's a pure manual role. But that at the end of the day, they all are testing roles. This we discussed already. Is it mandatory to move to the sorry, let me read again. Is it mandatory to move the testing framework to BDD, Cucumber, or we can continue with TestNG? See, Parthiban, when you work with the BDD framework, by default, it has integration with JUnit or TestNG. So they both go parallelly. So when you use Cucumber 7, by default, JUnit comes. And if you see the Cucumber runner is from JUnit. Now, if you want to use Cucumber with TestNG, you can use it because eventually you need a runner to run. So this runner will come either from JUnit or TestNG. But the process will change, the approach will change. If you're using only TestNG, then it will be TDD. If you're using Cucumber with JUnit or Cucumber with TestNG, it will be BDD approach. Samir says any reliable source to learn DevOps, especially for QA. Samir, if you are looking for someone from outside India, go with Tech with Nana. Brilliant resources for QA. So for DevOps, even if you're moving from QA or from development. If you are looking within India, then one guy called Avishek. He has more than 200 to 300 videos on DevOps from the scratch. He will teach you from Python, Linux basics, Docker basics, GitHub basics, then how to build the pipeline. So he has covered all the tools, Ansible, Terraform, Kubernetes, everything is covered in detail. I do not have a good logic skill and not good at programming. What level of expertise is required for an automation tester? See, as if you do not have good logic skills or programming, the only way, good way to do this is to the practice. If you are not consistent, enroll for a training program, have a mentor, have a coach, someone as accountability partner who will check with you. Are you on the right track? Are you reading from the right resources? Someone who can regularly checks with you that what is your current status and current progress. You should have somebody who should be able to answer your queries, because learning alone from videos is good to start, but when you have a bigger plans, you need someone who can guide you. Now talking about the coding part, only to become good in program is through practice. Is it good time to switch company? If you are getting promotion, hike, or anything which are expected in March, stop, get 3 months of pay slip, and then you can apply. Because let's say you got some offer in January. If you're getting good hike, then it's fine. But if you're not getting whatever is a expected amount which you have imagined, you can wait for 3 4 months and then plan. Okay, Medha says I have 9+ experience, but when I am many times interviewing, I should get into business analyst. What should I answer, as I already working very much closer to UX and requirement team? See, Medha, now when it comes to crossing 9 years, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, you will always have a choices. Okay, you want to get into the business, or you want to get into the tech sales, you want to be in the technical team, it's up to you. If you're someone who are more into business, okay, you love working with requirement, interacting with the client, okay, go with the business analyst, or anything, or different role which falls under business. If you're someone who is very good at the sales, for tech also we have a tech sales team or tech sales role, where you will have good understanding about the product, and you will be working closely to the sales team, which we call tech sale. If you are someone who is very good into technical part, okay, you don't want to get into business or sales, you can be always on the technical side. It could be now development or testing. So sometime it should be based on your personality. Let's say if you don't like sales, it's not a valid forte for you. If you are not good in the business part, you can avoid. But if you have little bit of interest, and if you see there's a market demand, okay, and the required skill set is matching, you can go ahead. But do not think only for short term. See, after 9 years, 10 years, you need a stability, you need a plan for at least 5 to 10 years. If you're going to this role, see what will be your next role, what will be the next to next role. Based on that, you have to judge which role will be suitable for you. Don't take temporary decisions, or immediate decision based on somebody else recommendation. Check the market condition, market roles, roadmap, your skill set, and then take a call. Ankit says, how to break the bond in the company if work culture is not good? See, Ankit, whenever you think culture is not good, culture could be politics, work life balance, maybe you're not compensated enough, okay, as per the market salary. uh, it all comes under culture. In your case, if you already have effort, you can put down the paper and you can join. Let's say if you don't want to leave the company, but you want to switch to a different team, that is a good option, because market is not that good. So it's not about the company culture. Sometimes you get into a toxic team, or maybe you got into a under toxic manager or toxic team lead, or maybe few colleagues with whom you don't interact, or you do not have a good bond, or it could be any reason. So try IJP, which is internal job posting. Try to get into different teams. But if the company culture itself, like not the team wise, company itself is not doing good in terms of culture, financial, work life balance, start looking for another company, because at the end of the day, everything matters. Even if you are getting good salary, but if you are not happy mentally, your physical health is getting deteriorate, please consider a switch, but after some time. Any recommendation for all time best book ever written as software testing? Jitendra, if you ask me some uh, motivational business books, I can recommend multiple, but till now I have not read any book on the testing part. But there are multiple books written by Pradeep Sundarajan. You can check out his books on Amazon, go through the reviews, and definitely you should read them. And don't stick to one book, okay? Every book have a different perspective, different way to explain, because every person have a different background. Somebody who have started from manual to automation, somebody started from manual to a business owner, right? Everybody have a different perspective. So at least read 3 4 books from the different authors, considering their backgrounds, you will get a different perspective. Okay, one question from Umesh. Sir, I've given multiple interviews but still not selected for automation role. They're asking only scenario based question on Selenium. How can approach? See, Umesh, in your case, now you know why you're not getting selected. You are getting stuck only in real time scenarios, scenario based questions, or maybe behavior uh, based questions, right? In that case, you have to focus on these areas. See, technical part, anybody can answer nowadays, like what is this, what is string, what is buffer, what is builder, differences, right? Timeout. But if I have to hire someone who are little senior, 8 plus, 10 plus, 7 plus, 12 plus, I will definitely ask some real time questions, right? I will give them some scenarios and I will ask them to answer this. So if you have not worked on it, you will definitely fall into this situation where you are able to answer technically but not real time. So in that case, what I would recommend, you note down the questions that you have faced in the past. Maybe you're given 10 interviews, 5 interviews, 3 interviews. Note down the list of questions. And if you have a friend who is working in automation, ask them. You can ask me in the chat section right now, or you can mail me. I will try my best to answer them. So after a period of time, you will realize that these scenarios are getting repeated. Okay. So if you understand 20, 30 real time scenarios, more than enough. After this, only the terminologies will change, but the answer will remain same. Hi, Nirali. Manoj says, thanks a lot. Most welcome. Vikas says, hello, sir. Is the future of testing field or not? Yes, Vikas. Don't worry about the future. Focus on present. Good scope. Blindly, you can go ahead. But if it is not your cup of tea, okay, let's say you are not enjoying the testing part, you can explore the different areas. Hari says, I have been working on different domains like cloud, storage, security, but in all these domains, mostly on product security and involve 30% of automation. What's your thought on security domain? So, Hari, I'm not a right guy for security domain. I will ask my friend, my ex-colleague Saksham, if he can join us sometime on the YouTube live. He can answer the questions related to security. But I have a very less experience with security testing or overall security domain. What are some examples where data structure come handy in automation testing? See, I say when it comes to writing, building a framework, mostly you will be using a collection framework, set and list, and you will use again dynamic data structure map. But when you start giving interviews for some product based companies, they will ask you queue, they will ask you uh, tree. So they will ask you the different data structure which exist. But if you ask me for automation, from collection, list, set and dynamic data structure, it's not part of the collection. Map is a different entity altogether. So list, set, map, focus on this. Then if you're planning for fang based company, mang based company, you have to learn data structure as well. Nirali says, are we having exception rank? So Nirali, I guess you're confused. This is a YouTube live session where I will be taking few questions from the chat from the audience and I will answer them. Exception handling we are going to cover tomorrow. That is my live training, morning 7 a.m. It will not be on YouTube, it will be on Zoom. So you will get a dedicated link tomorrow. This is all about Q&A, which is happening. Vikas says, hello sir, what are the important skills that people with 3.5 plus experience in testing fit should have? See, Vikas, best thing to check this is scan the job profiles. Okay. So this is the general recommendation which I give to everyone, because this will change depends on your location, experience, right? So with 3.5 minimum bare minimum skill set is you should know basics of manual testing. Okay, how to raise defect, what is agile ceremonies, how to work with the team, basic things. Now with 3.5, if you're showing 2 years into manual, 1.5 into automation, then you should know basics of web automation, how to work with Selenium, TestNG, right? Maven, how to build framework. So with 3.5, nobody expect framework level of expertise, but basic knowledge of framework would be very helpful. So check out the job description. You will get to know what is expected in the market. I have a small doubt. SMS LB. So there's no doubt which is small or big doubt. Please ask your query. I will try my best to answer them. Okay, one question from Mallikarjun. Hi Mukesh, I got a job as a software tester in MNC and the company having 2.5 years of bonding. Since I was having previous experience as manual plus both on manual and automation on Java of 3.5 years. See, Mallikarjun, this bond is not something which I generally recommend, okay, frankly speaking, because whenever there's a term called bond, it means they are little worried that you will leave that company because of maybe the culture or the sometimes because of the salary which they're offering. You can check what if you are breaking the bond. Okay, instead of accepting this bond, you can negotiate. See, in HR round, there's always a room for negotiation. What if you don't want to fill this bond? Is there any other way we can do this? If they can make a notice period from 2 months to 3 months, still that is better as compared to the bond. So try to negotiate with the HR, because what happens with the bond, if you break the bond, you have to pay some a big amount. It could be 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, depends on the agreement. So whenever you have this bond, be little careful. Okay, so I will be here for the next 6 minutes. There are a couple of chats which I could not respond. I will try my best to answer, but in case if I miss, I will take them in the next slide. Sorry, Mukesh, I got dropped off. Why you are not having weekend batch? This I answered. Maybe you were not available when I answered. My health was getting affected, so weekend I don't take any session. That's all Monday to Friday. Little Beer says, hello sir, is knowledge of Selenium with Java is enough for interview? I will be applying for the first time. Again, I don't know about your background, how much experience you have. Are you applying as a fresher, experienced guy? So Selenium with Java is like this much, hardly 30%. You need to consider the complete automation stack. So include Maven, TestNG, Jenkins, framework, and one BDD framework. This will be the bare minimum, because Java and Selenium is fine. You can clear the one round, but if you are going for the next round, director role, senior director role, with manager, right? They will be more interested in the different part of your uh, job description, not only just Selenium with Java. And if you are doing this first time, you will definitely have a lot of self doubt, but start attending interviews, even if you fail in next 2 3 interviews, but you will get to know that what kind of question they're asking. So please don't hesitate, start applying. This we already answered. Is it mandatory to use framework in Playwright where JavaScript? Which one is more popular and recommended. See, Srirama, when it comes to Playwright, it's already a very mature framework which Microsoft have given now. Okay, initially it was a different project. Now Microsoft have acquired, and now Microsoft is maintaining it. So it's everything is almost there. So in terms of framework, you just need to build some custom utilities which is not present. Plus, you have to create a script using one of the design pattern. These are the 2 3 enhancement you can do max to max, right? uh, Keeping the files in a separate JSON file, keeping a test data in a separate file. So these basic enhancements you can do, and you can build your framework within a week, because it's already whatever things we needed, it's already present in Cypress Playwright. So not much room for improvement, but yes, one layer of framework you can build on this. Playwright again have multiple programming languages, right? Java, Python, C Sharp. So in terms of demand, Playwright with JavaScript, Playwright with TypeScript, and then Playwright with Java. It's me, Vinay, how to test in mobile app with 50K users with different devices on the same app. Now, see, when it comes to performance, again, you can go with the paid tools or the free tools. JMeter, also you can create thread groups. But again, when you have 50K users, okay, you have to have a dedicated infra where you will create this virtual load, virtual users, virtual threads. Okay. Now, new load runner, JMeter, depends on which tool you're using. You can generate this load and test. See, in performance, you have to monitor the matrices, okay? Throughput, response time, CPU utilization, memory utilization, the error rate, failure rate. So, in performance, you have to monitor all these matrices. I will try to have a live session with Sachin or with Neha. They are good with performance testing. They are on performance testing from last 10, 11 years. So, we'll ask them to join for one of the live sessions. Hi Mukesh, I have 4 years experience in manual testing. Which skills are important to move another company? See, Shilpa, with 4 years in manual testing, if you're applying as a manual tester, definitely whatever you have done in the last 4 years is important. But you will get very less call if you are applying as a manual tester. You need to add automation. In automation, API and web both you have to add. If you do not have experience, learn, implement, and then apply. Uh, what is the main views on Tricentis Tosca for automation? No doubt, good tool. If you have a subscription, please go ahead explore. It's very low code automation tool, but very powerful. But when it comes to market demand, very less demand when you switch. But it's good to have in a resume. If you're getting a chance, please go ahead and explore. Is there any scope or requirement for UX testing? Any good course or certification? Courses, certifications, I have to see. Maybe I will check this and tell you some uh, courses certification. Personally, I have not done any certification till now. I'm still able to survive. So I will let you know about the courses. When it comes to scope and requirement, yes, there's a scope. Any resource for Java Advanced? They asked me as part of SDET upskilling. They asked me, what do you mean by they asked me? Uh, See, when it comes to advanced Java, once you understand the core Java principle, if you want to enhance your coding, you can learn about the Lambda expressions, Java Stream APIs, functional expressions. Okay, function as a references, but this will be your main forte. Once you understand this, it will be now next move to build application using frameworks or use libraries to automate something. But this will be your core principle whether you want to go into development or testing. So you have to stick to the core fundamentals. For advanced, you can explore streams, lambdas, function as expressions. Again, Java 21 have a lot of new features. I have not explored till 17. I have explored all the features, but with 21 again they have added few more features. You can explore the new features as well. Okay, so it's almost 1 hour. Let me check how many questions I have not answered. Thank you so much for your time answering the queries. Really, thank you so much, SA. Quickly, I will check some questions. Is QA job market going up in the next 3 months? January, February up, yes. March decline, again, market will be up. How will AI affect the career graph of testers? See, AI is helping us. Okay, you can see in terms of tools, in terms of ChatGPT and other tools which is coming, they're helping us to reduce the effort and giving more results. Many tools which is available in the market, they will have AI integration soon. So it will help us to achieve our task in a better way in a less time. So it's like a collaborative approach. Many tools already they integrated AI and they're doing good. So it will not affect, but it will improve the performance and the overall cycle. How to convert manual testing experience into automation? See, when it comes to converting manual testing to automation, is like two ways. Either you implement and then apply. You take some freelancing projects, understand, implement, then apply. But if you say blindly that without learning, without implementing, if you bluff in interviews, you can easily they can easily guess if they ask you some real time questions, right? So I would recommend implement first and then you can apply for automation role. Sonal says, hi sir, I have a doubt. There's a notice period of 3 months in my office. If I want to leave the company in 1 month, what can I do? See, Sonal, uh, this is a little tricky situation. I don't know about your background, but still I'm telling do not abscond, because the moment you abscond, uh, let's take one by one. Suppose you have 3 months notice, you left after 1 month. So either you have to pay the salary of the next 2 months. Generally, companies don't take the salaries. They will ask you to stay for the next 3 months. If you abscond, again, there will be case. If there's a case open for the background verification for the next company, again, there will be a loophole in your complete journey. So do not do this. Have a clear communication. Talk to them why you want to leave early. Because at the end of the day, everybody is human. Your HR, your manager, your team lead, they will understand if it is a valid reason. Okay, nobody can force you, but if you do this absconding one, it will be a always a loop in your sorry. There will be always, I will say, something in your complete career. So absconding, no. Have a clear communication. If you are okay to pay 2 months of salary, it's fine. Otherwise, you have to survive. Now, if you don't have any other offer and you're leaving and you're thinking that you will learn and apply, again, it's a big step. Please plan carefully, talk with your buddies, mentors, and then take this call. But it's a very risky situation. Please think 10 times and then decide. Nupur says, I took your Aineron course and it was very helpful. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Nupur. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for the session. Most of the doubts are clear. Thank you so much, Lakshmi. How to handle pseudo elements? Please give me example. This is very technical query. Maybe I will take in the next live. I just have 5 more minutes. I will quickly take a few more questions and then we will end. How to learn architecture of the test automation framework, Selenium WebDriver IO. You can go to their official website. A lot of videos are available. Even I have made some videos on the Selenium architecture. Please go ahead and check that once. Let me take a few more quickly. Shubham also have similar question. How to handle 3 months of notice period in my current organization? Maybe I will come up with a dedicated 3 months of notice period. How to handle this? But Sonal, again, this is for you. Please do this very carefully. I have some cases where they had a lot of issue with the background verification if you stop this abruptly. Okay. Okay, Manisha says, I'm getting calls only from third party payroll companies. Would you suggest direct payroll or third party? See, if you already have a good job with good organization, work life, salary wise, everything is set, directly apply. That would be the best option. If you do not have any offer, you are on, mm, let's say you're not working right now, or maybe you have a career gap, you want to resume anything which is coming to your door, whether it's a third party, contract, direct payroll, please go ahead. But if you're already in the reputed company, please avoid this. Now, there again two type of this: third party payroll, third party agencies. If third parties agencies are contacting you, it means they have outsources this task to some agencies and they're hiring, but you will be on the direct payroll. That is fine, because many big companies, they don't take care of this hiring activities. They hand over this to third party agencies. They do the hiring and everything, and then they deploy. So you will be in the direct payroll. But third party payroll, which is contract basis, again depends on your current situation. Saran says, thoughts on XR framework like Arium. No, Tarun, very new to this. See, with me, I'm learning so many things from all of you. Lot of new tools in the market. I should also upgrade. So I will check these additional frameworks which is coming, and I will share my views. Please provide the latest interview questions on manual and automation. Just yes, Praveen. A lot of videos are coming in 2024. Okay, so almost every question I've answered except few. So please, sorry from my side if I miss any question. I will take them in the next live. This is probably the last live of this 2023. I will try my best to come once again, probably on 27, 28, and we'll continue with our discussion. But in case if I don't come live in 2023, so this will be my last video, which is live video. So wishing you all happy New Year in advance. And if I come live again, we'll have this discussion. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you all in the next live. Till then, bye bye. Take care.